Okay, so I'll quickly just put you on Vion. And then you can start. It's also on the screen behind me. So whatever you feel most comfortable with, you can use. Okay, so this was 7A. And we looked at the referencing in the endnote and the footnote. And we also looked at the developer tab. We only did the plain text and we did the checkbox as well as the date picker. Okay, and then we did some editing with the tables and removed the borders and so forth. But that, like I said before, you can go and revise that on question 7A when you do the YouTube video or watch the video. Okay, so let's quickly look at 7B, which says you must retrieve the file that you've saved as question A. So this in front of you should be on question 7A. And yeah, you'll have to go and answer now question 7B. So the first thing you'd have to do is insert the picture COVID-19 from the computer practice student files folder in the first row. So basically, and I see some of you already done that, you have to click on that picture. You're obviously going to work from a file because it's not the internet. And then it should actually open up here for you. And then they say, please use the COVID-19, which is that one. Okay. Then the next thing they want is to change the size of the picture. Now, remember, we ignore the 1.5 inches. We only focus on the 3.18 or 81 centimeters. Okay, so let's quickly look at that. And then they also ask you to insert a thick double line border. Now, all of those are actually in full work. Okay, so let's quickly revise that. Remember, when you click on the picture, your format tools appear. Okay. We've already seen that we can't align it centered because we're working in a document within a table. So we'll have to go and center it there. But that was something you already had to do in question 7A. Okay. So let's quickly go to the layout. So the first thing they ask us there by the picture format, sorry, not the layout of the table, is the size. Now, I don't know if you recall this from N4, but when you do two different measurements, in other words, they're not only asking you for a height or a width, they're asking you for both. Then you have to take off the log aspect ratio. Okay, can you still remember that? Otherwise, if I don't do that, and they tell me that the width must be, let's just quickly put that in 3.81. Remember, we use full stops. Can you see that absolute height will change automatically in the ratio it's given? You will never be able then to put 2.54 there. Because if you do that, then it's going to change again there. And if you're going to change that again, it's going to change the one above because it is changing in the ratio. Okay? Except if they ask you to only change the height. So sometimes they will say only change the height. Then you only change that to 4 and you let the other one change automatically and you say, okay, and you leave it on. That's for 1. For 2 dimensions, you have to take it off. Yes, you still remember that? And then by the width, it must be 3.81. And by, the width must be 2.54. 2.54. And the size of the picture, no, in height, sorry. I'm reading differently now. I'm reading it first. So this is 2.54. And this should be 3.81. Okay, now you can see if I click there with the log aspect being off, it's going to stay the same. Okay, so that was the size. So please make a little note for yourself on that with regards to knowing that when you have 2 dimensions, it is a log aspect ratio of, okay? If it's 1, then you keep it on. Okay, and then you have to put on a thick double line border of at least 1.5 around the picture. Same thing, we're still in the format tools of the picture. You're going to go to the border, you're going to choose the weight and then say at least 1.5. Now remember 0.5 in joules is a half. Mr. Muzakizi? Yes? What are you agreeing on? Oh my goodness. Okay, there is the border. Okay. Okay, so let's go on. Then by number 3, I ask you to insert today's date in the date picker field. Easy. You're just going to click, you're going to choose today's date and Bob's your uncle. Okay. Then in number 4, they ask you to key in your examination number and question number respectively in the right-hand cells next to the name and question number, question 7B, plain text controls. Okay. So your name is going to come in here. So you're going to say you are Lisa, okay, Lisa Jaza, whatever your name is. And then your examination number, I can't see the question, I don't think I've answered that. Okay, and then the question number is going to be question number 7B. So you have to type out all of that, 7B. Okay. Okay, I don't see where the examination number should be. Have I skipped anything? Where's the examination number? Maybe they want next to your name. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. That's your ID. Okay, now read number 5 very carefully. It says tick or selectively no checkbox control. Tick select 3. So any 3. Okay, now you will see I've got hard here. And I've showed the class yesterday. So let's quickly just see if they want a tick. Okay, this is now a cross. But let's say they want a tick. Okay, they want something else. They will tell you what they want. Then you're going to go, you're going to click on this checkbox. You're going to go to developer and you're going to choose properties. Can you see you can change the symbol with inside? You can change it to anything. Do a tick, do a H, do a heart for Valentine's Day, anything. Okay, so let's change it to a computer for now. Can you see it's changed to the computer? Okay, but it's only for that one. If you want to change everything, you must select. Okay, but that was not asked. They want you to keep the cross there, but only 3 of them should be ticked. So any 3. They don't say specifically yes or no. Don't do more than 3, then you'll lose that marks. Okay, are you all still good? Let's go to number 6. Remove the examination number and the question number in the header of the document. Why can you do that? Why can you delete this now? Because it's here. Do you agree with me? Okay, so you actually lost the mark if you left it there. Okay, let's go to number 7. Leave 2 lines open after the last row of the table and insert a page break. Okay, now in order to know that, you'll have to put on your thing. Leave 2 lines open. 1, 2. And then you can either press Control Enter, or if you don't want to do that, you can go to layout breaks and put in a page break. Are you with me? Okay. Just make sure you will see now that your footnote will stay on the page because a footnote is at the end of the page. Your endnote will carry over with whatever you're doing because it's the end of the document. That is fine. It should look like that. Okay. Then they ask you to change the layout of the document to landscape orientation from page 2 onwards, but page 1 must be portrait. Okay, now I don't know if you've done this in N4. I'm sure you haven't. I can't recall that it's part of your curriculum. But what you did in N4 was paragraph line numbering. Do you remember the paragraph line numbering? And how did you tell that document, the digital lines? You remember we inserted section breaks, comma. Remember, you have to tell the computer somewhere this is a new section. That's how you can do one page portrait and the other page landscape. Okay, so put on your little marker, and there where the page break is, or even above, it doesn't really matter, you can go and put in another break. Okay, this break has got to do with, let's say we have to use different sections for numbering of page numbers, or in the case of the landscape. Okay, so you're going to do a continuous one. If you forget, read what it says. It says insert section break and start a new section on the same page. You don't want another new page, because that is what the page break does, right? It inserts a new page. That's not what you want. Okay, so there you got it. Can you see you've got your section break there? Okay, now just make sure when you put in your orientation, it's below that line. Okay, remember this carries over to the next one, so this is below that line. You're going to go to the layout, orientation, landscape, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so that's what they wanted you to do. First page portrait, second page landscape. You understand? Okay, it comes with practice. We will do that now. Then insert a double line border of at least 1.5 points around page 1 only. Now, the reason why you'll be able to put it around page 1 only is also because of the continuous page break, okay, the section break. But you have to make sure you're now above that line, which is anywhere here. Then you're going to go to design. This is also in 4. And you're going to go to page borders. Now, read very carefully. Let's first choose the style. The style is a double line border of 1.5. 1.5 is that one, and a double one is that. Okay. Do you want it around the whole document? No, because the whole document means page 1 and page 2. Okay. This section, first page only, yes, or you can choose either one of these two. Can you see there's a fourth one too? So maybe if they ask you for everything except the first page, you're going to choose that one. Okay, let's see if it works. Yes. Okay, happy? Let's move on to the next one. Insert a facet sidebar text box in page 2 on the left-hand side of the page. Edit the text box to display the graphic only, and delete the text inside the text box. Do not edit the size of the text box. Okay, goodness, that's a lot. Okay, you'll go to insert, you'll go to text box, and then you must read the names. They ask for a facet slide bar. Now I see some of the ladies in row D actually got this right. Well done. So you're going to choose that. But now look here, what's happening. They want it on the first page. So now you delete that and you take this over, but there's something else you have to do. Can you see what you'll have to do? You'll have to make this as a see-through, okay, which they don't actually say. Okay, are you happy with that? Hello? Can I quickly show you again? Where did you lose me? Let's start again. Insert text box. You all understand why I choose this one? Because they tell you to choose the facet sidebar left. So you choose that one. Okay? Then do you all understand you have to delete this little box there? Okay? Now, okay, what happened probably to mine is mine stayed there, but now look here. Okay, they say don't change the size. They actually say don't change the size. So you can leave it like that. My previous example kept the text box and then I had to move it. So if you got to this page, fantastic. Then you didn't have to change the wrap. Are you with me? Changing the wrap will just make it go behind the text so that you can still see what's going on. Maybe you should do that because otherwise, but they say don't change the size and you can still see reading that. So I think keep with the instructions. Are you with me, darlings? So let's just quickly see what happened previously if I go to my undo button. Previously, I just took out the actual text. But what you had to do is you had to click on this little box here, the side title, and delete the whole thing. If you delete that whole thing, it automatically gives you what they want. Okay, but I think what I did is I only deleted this, like so. And then it was too big. So I had to move it over and make the layout to be see-through. Are you with me? Okay. So make sure if this happened to you that you actually delete the text box and not only the text inside as the instructions tell you. Okay, can I move on? Number 11, insert the file workplace protocol that has been saved in the computer practice student files folder after the page break at the top of page 2. So they want it somewhere here. Remember, if they ask you to put in something from a file, you know it's going to be insert, object, and then you're going to choose text from file like you did here. This was also text from file, okay? And then the one that I want there is the workplace protocol. So you just double click and it's actually inserted. Okay, the reason I think mine is doing this on the second page, it might be that I've showed the other class how to change this to a vertical alignment. Yes, you can see that's what's wrong. So that's why it does that. Okay. Let's just quickly see okay, just one more thing, and this is actually not the proper way, but you know you can go, if you struggle with this, which you shouldn't struggle with insert object text, so practice it. But if it really does go wrong for you, you can always open this document separately, Control A, Control C, Control V. Okay, but we don't actually want to do that because we want to save time. Number 12 says move the last paragraph, which starts with to ensure our to become the first paragraph. So what does that mean? Can you see this is the paragraph? How are you going to move something? Remember, copy the original states. Move means cut and take it to another place. So Control X, or if that's too much for you, you can right click and say cut and go to the front and Control V or right click and paste. It's not difficult. You're in 6 by now. This must come easy. Then they also ask you to move the paragraph if your temperature, now if you look here, this is the one that I want, to become the third paragraph after the heading. Okay, so if this is the heading, then this is 1, 2. So can you see you need to cut it in here? So you're going to Control X and you're going to go here. So it is the third paragraph. Don't do what I'm doing now. Put it in there. And then just make sure there's no extra spaces added. Okay. Then number 14 says ensure that there are 2 open lines spaces between every paragraph. 2 open line spaces. What is a 2 open line space? Remember in N4 and probably in N5 as well, they showed you this by doing this. Can you still remember this sign? Who can still remember this sign? You remember, then you have to press enter twice or you need to leave that. But in N6, they sometimes tell you it like this. They ask you with text. So this is actually not a very nice thing they did because you literally have to go and put in a space like that now. Can you see? So that's 2, 1, and so you have to do it with everything. Okay, so literally just putting in a space. Okay, why am I doing 1 space only and not 2? 2 open line spaces. 2 open line spaces, because remember the first one is already there. You remember how we count these enters? 1, 2. Okay. Insert the picture pandemic 1 that has been saved onto the first into the first paragraph, centered in front of the page, and edit the size of the picture. Again, very easy, but you need to know what you're doing. So we're going to go to insert. We're going to choose pictures. Which one is that? C1. Now look, the only thing you have to be able to do is in N6 is know that you need to format your picture. They ask you that it needs to be formatted in front of the text. So if you can't see that it's in the front of the text, just hover your mouse until you find it. Okay, so that's the first one. The second thing you have to do is to align it in the center. Okay, so don't drag it around, just go to align and say center while you have the picture tools open. And then the third thing they ask you is to edit the size of the picture. Look what that they're asking you. They're asking you for both width and height. 2 measurements, Mr. Muzakizi, which means what? You have to go into size. If it's 2 measurements, gamma, you take off the log aspect ratio. Are you with me? Yes. And then you put in there 2.5 and 2.5. Okay, and Bob's your uncle. Okay? Easy peasy. Let's do the second picture. You have to insert that now, also centered, but behind the text. And it needs to go into the third paragraph. So somewhere here. So let's insert the picture of a pandemic 2. Okay. How are we going to change the alignment? Click on the actual picture. Go to align. Okay. Go to align. Why is this happening? Who can tell me? Why can't I center it? Because of the wrapping. The wrapping will never change if it's not on tight. Okay, can you see now? I can change it. But anyway, the wrapping should be behind the text. So maybe start with that and center. Are you with me? So if your picture does not want to do the center and it's gray, change the wrapping. I'm actually wondering if that also didn't happen in the table. But okay, we figured it out anyway. Okay, let's quickly change the size. The size of that picture is the same. Log aspect ratio of 2.5. And can you see I don't enter the centimeters? It's not necessary because it's already calibrated. Do you remember that from info? I taught you that. And there you go. Done, dusted. You can move it up a little bit if you want to because it needs to be on there. But just make sure it's centered again if you do move it up. Okay, let's go to number 70. We're almost done with Word. Insert the following 2 citations at the end of the last 2 paragraphs in the document. Okay, now darlings, before I explain to you what to do here, let's quickly understand what is the difference between a reference and a citation. Okay, now in order for me to show you that difference, I'm quickly going to open up an article for you. Let's call it, I'm just going to choose anyone now. Okay, so I want to show you something. So let's look at this article. Let's download the PDF. Okay. Or we can use this as well if it doesn't want to download. Okay, let's quickly look here. Now, do you see there's something, say, let's say we take the first sentence. It says cognitive behavioral therapy, and all of this. And then there's a person's surname with a date next to it, a year. Ne? Now, look at that. Remember that surname, Furukawa. Okay? Now, go all the way down, down, until you reach referencing or bibliography. Most of the time they use the word bibliography or referencing. It depends on what you use. Okay, look here. The references. Now that person's name, who can still remember that person's name? Furukawa. Here it is by number 38. So can you see within the article when something was used from that person who also wrote another article or another book, you only use the surname, and et al. Means there was more than 2 or 3 authors. Are you with me? And then at the end of that article, who has cited them, the whole thing appears. So can you see all of these people that you see here below references, Agarwal, Aben, all of them has been somewhere referenced in this article. You can see there's Jarnek, Boucher, Higgins. So can you see the difference? A citation is only a surname or surnames of the authors that's been referenced. That's a citation. But at the end of a document, you give the full citation of whether the title of the journal or the book or all of that. Okay? You need to understand the difference. Okay. Now let's quickly go and look. How is that going to be applicable to your work of N6? It's not difficult. You must just read what is asked. So please, if you're not awake, smack yourself and focus. Number 17 is asking you to insert the following 2 citations at the end of the last 2 paragraphs in the document. Okay. Don't worry about the position as of yet. Let's see what we need to do. We need to put those citations in. Okay. We're going to find that under references. So you're going to go to references and you are going to, okay, just make sure you not click on an image. Can you see if I click on an image, I won't be able to manage my sources. So click anywhere else. Then you're going to click on manage sources. And now you're going to say new. Okay, I'll do that once more, so don't stress. The source of citation 1. What is the type of source there? Look, it says type of source. What is the source? A website. Can you see that? Can you see you have to scroll a little bit down to see the word website? You choose that. Okay, now very important. Focus now, Mr. Muzakizi. They are giving you the author. Can you see the author is there? Do not type the author there. You're going to go to edit, and I'm going to show you why. Because now, if you use those predetermined fields, it's going to make sure that the author and the surname and the name is correctly displayed. Then you don't have to worry about commas and whatsoever. Okay? So what is the author's last name, do you think? Surely you can see it's Black. And her first name is Jeanette. She does not have a middle name. And you have to press add, please. And then you're going to say, okay. Are you with me? Can you see all the commas and everything was there? All right. Then, what was the name of the web page? Can you see there's a name of a web page? Capitalize, and it must say pandemic notes. Can you see it's very easy? Squenene siabona, squenene sienza. All right. You go to the year assessed. What is that? 2023. The URL is the only one that's not so nice. And I don't get why they want you to type it out, because it does take a little bit of time. But type it out, ma. I don't understand why they ask you this. I think it's because of probably of accuracy. You get accuracy for this. So just make sure you can type it fast without any typos. Epidemic. Okay, and now when you reach this point, if you reach this point, you can say, okay. But let's say they ask you something weird like pages. Sometimes they ask you the pages. Can you see pages here? No. Then you have to say show all. Did you see there was a little tick box I clicked? Show all. Can you see then there's more things like day and month that you can also put in. Are you with me? Then you're going to say, okay. Can you see my current list has that one in? Okay, let's quickly revise again. I'm going to do the second one now. They ask you to put in citation 2. All right. Where do I go to? Referencing tab in the ribbon. Manage my sources. New. Okay. Again, it's a website, but it can also be a book or a journal. You must read through everything what they ask you there. Are you with me? Okay, so just go down until you find that. How do I insert the author, Mr. Muzakizi? Edit. What is the last name of this author? Ala. What is his first name? Oh, he, hers. Okay, what do I do now? Very importantly, I add so that it appears here in the rectangle and I say, okay. What was the name of the web page? Name. Omnicon. Okay. What is the year? Yes, 2023. And then you have to type in that whole HTTP thing. Okay. I'm not going to do it now. And then you're going to say, okay. And now you've got 2 there. Are you with me? Then you can say close. Now we're not done. Now go back to number 17. At the top, it's asking you for a reference system. Can you see that? What is the reference system they're talking about there? Harvard Anglia. Okay. That refers to the style. Now, you get different referencing styles. Now, where do you find that? Do you see there it says style? Now, you can choose whatever you choose here can come up. Some journals like to use the APA. Okay, some of them like to use one of the others. The most common one is the Harvard one. Okay, so you choose that. That's how you change it. Okay. Now, read number 17 again. It says, insert the following 2 citations at the end of the last 2 paragraphs in the document. Okay. Now, in order to know where that needs to go, did they give you indications of where that should go? Not. Let's just quickly look. Didn't I give you the actual you don't have the full one. Let's quickly see. Question papers, May 2024. Let's just quickly see if they didn't give you the indication. I don't think I've printed that for you. No, that's weird that they don't show you. Normally they'll show you exactly where it needs to go. So in this place, you remember in 5, they will say, for instance, there must citation 1 be. Okay, so I remember now when we marked it, we actually just gave marks for wherever. Okay, so let's just put citation 1 there and citation 2 there. How do you insert a citation? It always comes in front of the full stop. Okay, are you with me? So make a little space there. And then do you see there's an insert citation? You click that and then you choose the one they want. Okay, remember this was citation 1 and then this is citation 2. They don't give you the location, so we didn't omit any marks for students. All right, now number 18. Leave 2 line spaces after the last paragraph. So this is the last paragraph. I want 2 line spaces. So remember, this is 1, this is 2. So you're going to type in that. They want it to say, ensure the heading bibliography is displayed. Okay, how are you going to do that? Remember, I showed you in the article, you've got your citations within, and at the end, there's referencing, or sometimes they use the word bibliography. This is what you're going to do. Very easy. Do you see there's a little bibliography? If they want references, you choose references. But what do they want? They want the first one. Look, you're just going to click on it. Bob's your uncle. Okay. Can you see all the stuff that you have put in has now been displayed? Okay, and then you have to print the document and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so I'm going to stop here.